Well, there's a lot of chatter on the internet about more stimulus checks. And a lot of that is because recently what happened is the last stimulus check that they sent out was during, I think, 2021. And so now you had to apply before April 15th of 2025. So that day just came and passed a few days ago. And there was like 1 million people that were eligible for that didn't pick it up. I mean, that's a problem. So much money the government gives out for free and nobody picks it up. And it's billions, and billions and billions. So it's really serious money for people. But if you didn't get that last stimulus check or you forgot to apply, that's money, water over the bridge. But I'm going to show you how to get a new stimulus check that's been there all the time for about 4 million people. How do you like that? But first, let's talk about Trump and Musk, what they're saying. There may be a stimulus check, a DOGE stimulus check. They're talking about a $5,000 stimulus check. Now, that's all talk, particularly these guys in the White House. They like to talk, right? And backing it up is a different item. So it may be true. Nobody really knows, but it doesn't look like it to me. Because what's happening now, as DOGE sort of wraps up a lot of what they're doing, they're finding a lot of mistakes in what DOGE has done. Like Elon Musk DOGE savings backlash as $1 billion vanishes overnight amidst their cost-cutting claims. So they've been keeping track on their internet website about how much they're saving, and they were saving $1 billion, and all of a sudden that just appeared overnight. No explanation. But here's another thing. What happened is that the claims he was talking about was going to be, first of all, he was going to do like $2 trillion. Okay, I don't know the difference between $1 billion or $1 trillion or whatever it is. But he was saying, here's another, and I'll put all these links in the bottom so you could follow up on. He was going to save $2 trillion. Okay, our budget is only about $6 trillion, okay? So he was going to take that, so like a third of the budget. Then he got it down to $1 trillion he was going to save us, okay? But now it's only $150 billion. Okay, so we have $150 billion. And I don't know how that is, because a lot of what they did was not approved by anybody yet. They just did it, they have the balls to do it. And so it's in the courts, and they have to go back, and you watch the news that there'll be things that people take him to court because it's illegal, but he did it anyways, and so the judge are now overturning it. So what's going to happen? Well, it's down to $150 billion. Okay, but now in the government, there's other stimulus checks. They don't call stimulus checks, but they're free money from the government. Carpets full of them. I don't know why I said carpets. That sounds like a stupid analogy, is it? But here's one thing that people are missing, left, right, and center. 5 million people, okay, the latest data they have, go unclaimed. 5 million, okay. The last unclaimed was 1 million, okay. This is 5 million. So there's 4 million more on this new unclaimed stimulus check. It's really not called a stimulus check. It's called the EITC. And this is Earned Income Tax Credit. This is one of the best tax credit, one of the best programs for middle and low income people. See, most of the tax breaks are for rich people, okay, and that's why they usually give low middle income people money through grants, okay, so you don't have to fill out a tax reform because a lot of people don't make enough money to fill out tax reforms. And what's happening, there is a stimulus check in the tax system, but you have to pay, you have to fill out a tax form. And you could go back 3 years and fill out this tax form. Now, here's what this earned income tax credit. Okay, 5 million people have not claimed this, okay? And it's for people with children or without children. You get $600 if you have no children and you're working but not enough money, okay? And they'll give you an extra $600 with $600 cash. They just send you a check from the government. But you have to fill out a tax form. Okay, if you have children, you could get up to $7,430. And this is the Earned Income Tax Credit. And there are 5 million people who don't do that, okay? And of the 5 million, 3 million never filed because they don't have to. So if you haven't filed tax returns, okay, you could go back and file, I think about 3 years at least. 3 years. So if you have no children, you could get 3 times 6 is $1,800. If you have children, you could get up to like $7,500. That's 3 years of that. So that's 75, that's 7,714. That's a lot of money, right? Over $20,000. And they'll send you, no questions asked, but you got to fill out the form, okay? That is 5 million people. There was 1 million people hoping to get the unclaimed stimulus checks. Now this is 5 million people that could claim up to $7,500, not $1,000 or $1,400, $7,500. Okay, where do you get that help? Okay, one thing, you go right to the IRS. And if you go to irs.gov and put an Earned Income Tax Credit, or EITC, okay? You can read that there. You get stuck, then you could go here. Go to findhelp.org, okay? You put in your zip code, and then you put in tax, okay? I did it for my zip code, and I get 44 organizations in my zip code that'll help you fill out taxes for free. So like if you even didn't pay this year's or fill out the form for this year, go fill out, get it all for free. Don't go to H&R Block and things like that. They'll charge you $300-400 to do that. Okay, how do you find more stuff like this? Okay, the best thing I do, okay, if you're a member of Let's Go Help, that's where we help. We have 15,000 members now in letsgohelp.com, where help each other get government grants. They help you apply. They help you. There's live people to ask questions about how they did it, what to do, and all the questions you ask. Plus, we send out our own grants. We send out about $50,000 to $70,000 every month just to members. That's what we do with our profit. We send it back to members. But we also give non-members a free report, which I call your Government Benefits Bible. Okay, this is your benefits Bible to know about all these stimulus checks are out there. Okay, and what we've done is categorize these, the 500 best grants for your state. See, it's different in every state. So we put this huge report that you could download for free, okay, and get it for every state. So not only your state, you could go fishing around another state or share it with your friends for free. I don't care. But here's how to get that for free. You go to Tiny, T-I-N-Y, and then URL, tinyurl.com, and then /LESCO, that's L-E-S-K-O, 500, because you're going to get 500 grants for your state. So that's tinyurl.com /LESCO, L-E-S-K-O, 500, okay? So start downloading, start getting on that phone and talking to people about how to do this stuff. People are waiting there. You may have to wait a little bit on hold because DOGE got out a lot of people that were there to help you before. So what the hell? Somebody's going to give you $22,000. You can wait on hold, right? An hour, a day, a week. What the hell? Where else are you going to get $22,000 like that? And it's all there. Why? Because you already paid for it. And the rich people know this. They use the hell out of it. And this is 40% of everything in our country gives you money. 60% wants money. That's what Google is. So stay away from Google. Only go to .gov for government or .org for nonprofit. And there's an average of $18,000 they give out every year. That's just an average. Some get more. Some get a little less. So letsgohelp.com if you want to be a member, or just download, it's tinyurl.com /LetsGo500. So let's go get money.